All right, Jesse on Fire, welcome back to the channel. Now we're going to talk about Triple C, and I'm going to do this in one take because I'm busy right now. I'm watching a movie with my kids, but then I see this thing that Triple C tweeted, and I laughed out loud, and I came up to do this video because here's the thing. Actually, what really happened is I saw what Dana said, and then Triple C responded to, and it's just one of those things. I really like it when I say a thing, and then that thing ends up being accurate. I really like that. Like, I'm not going to lie. Like, I'm a big fan of making public proclamations that end up being proven correct. I like it. I like it. But also, I think that Triple C is in outer space right now on his interpretation of what's going on right now. Okay? He played the race card. Triple C played the race card. The race card. Okay? I think I don't know if he's joking or what. But we're going to read the tweet that he put up, and we're going to see what Dana said. And this is going to be a less edited video than I would normally do. Normally, I would chop the part of me saying what was going on, and then I would edit it in, and then I would edit in his tweet and all that. I don't have time for that right now. I'm hanging out with my kids. So we're just going to read these things, and we're going to go from there. Now, if you like the content, subscribe and ring the bell. I'm serious. Subscribe. Really. Or don't. Whatever. Anyway, so the situation is this. Triple C wants the Volkanovski fight. Now, I can go hard on Triple C. I mean, I'm not really going to go hard. I'm going to make fun of him a little bit. But I can go hard on whoever I want if I have been vocal about him getting the fight. I've done how many videos saying that, like, give Triple C the fight. Why don't you give Triple C the fight? And I'm saying that as a fan. I love Triple C. I really want to see him get this fight. I think he'll do well. I think it's a huge draw. I think it's the best fight there, right? And but then I speculated. I bet you I know why he's not getting the fight, though, right? Because, like I've said a million times, did anyone really think he was actually retiring? You know? Did anyone really think he was retiring? Now, more things about UFC contracts. So the second that you say, I'm officially retired, okay, and you exit the USADA pool, whatever, that kicks a 5-year clause in on your contracts. So he's totally locked in. They have Triple C by the balls. He has no leverage. Absolutely none leverage at all. Except people want to see me fight. Look, I cannot stress this enough. If you are going to play I'm not fighting, and your leverage is how much the broader public wants to see you fight and how many potential pay-per-views that the UFC could sell if they get you to fight, you better be pretty fucking sure that your draw numbers are as big as you think they are. Because if they're not, this is what's going to happen. They will leave you out in the cold because, again, precedent, right? So let's just recap what happened and why we're here. Actually, let me just say what I said. I said, I bet you the reason they're doing this is because Triple C tried to play a heavy hand on them because he had the belt at 135 and 125. And you look at 25 at the time, he beat Demetrius Johnson, who had completely cleared out the division. And then Demetrius Johnson left. There's no one at 25 except Triple C. Then 35, he had beat TJ Dillashaw at 25 and knocked him out fast. So objectively, he's already beat the guy who had the title at 35 forever. Then he goes up to 35 and he beats Dominic Cruz. So before we realized 35 was as stacked as we now know that it was, it looked like he had cleared out 2 divisions just with a couple fights. And so he's like, well, if I retire, they're going to have to throw me a big number to get me to come back, right? Because when he retired, he said, I'm just going to hang it up. If they want me to come back, they know my number. And I believe it was like a $2 million base or something. I can't remember. Something like that. It was a big number, right? And the UFC just moved on without him because precedent, right? Precedent. And so that was that. And he just kind of acted like, yeah, I'm retired. I'm going to go live my life. Now, I knew that he was going to come back, but I would imagine he started quietly trying to come back. I love him trying to come back at 45. But what I said was the UFC, they're probably like, dude, you tried to heavy hand us. You retired not because you wanted to retire. You retired because you tried to put us in a painful position as a company so that we'd have to pay you more. Instead of just coming to us and saying, I think it's reasonable, let's renegotiate my contract, you tried to play a heavy hand. Like, you tried to play it heavy. Have you seen how Sean O'Malley played it? I do whatever Dana says. Dana says, I guess we're going to have to pay him. It's not like Dana won't pay. I mean, I'm not saying that you don't have to play it heavy sometimes. But like I said, I was like, I bet you they're like, fuck you, Triple C. You abandoned us. And now you want to come back? You want to come back at 45? How about no? So that was the pretext, my other video. So today, Dana tweets, The guy's retired. He's been off for how many years now? He wants to come in and fight Volkanovski? For Cejudo to retire and think he should just be able to jump in to any weight division and take on the champion, that's not how it works. So, how do I say this? Get off me? I mean, like, Jesse Damas, Mystic Jesse always knows. Jesse's literally right 100% of the time. I mean, if you've been watching this channel for a while, at a certain point, you have to kind of be like, wow, this is it's usually a pretty good bet that he's right if he's speculating about what's going on behind the scenes, because I tend to be right. But it's really not that complicated. It's just like, how would I feel if I was Dana? I would be mad. And I would be like, yeah, no, Triple C. I had just gotten excited that we had a legit fun champion at 25 and 35. I was just getting ready to do some fun stuff with you, and then you tried to hardball me. And now you want me to hold your hand and give you big money? How about fuck you? You know? How about that? So I'm sure that's exactly how Dana feels. So Triple C, though, is in the position that he's in, right? And this is what he said. He said, so if I had blonde hair and blue eyes, or if I was Canadian with an accent, maybe you would give it to me. I defend both my belts, unlike GPS. I left on top. He put GPS. I don't know if he did that on purpose. I left on top and retired on that Monday to give the rest of the divisions a chance. You are plain out scared that I will win, Dana White. So if I had blonde hair and blue eyes, or if I was had a Canadian accent, I could come back. So he's just basically saying, like, well, you let GSP come back. Okay. He had been retired and he just got to come in and go fight at 185. It's like, I mean, dude, look, like, again, this is the position that he's in. So I guess this is the play that you have. I mean, it's the play that you have. But let's just be real here. Okay. Like, comparing GSP to Henry Cejudo is ludicrous. Here's the other thing. Cejudo had just started marketing himself as Triple C. The first fight that he did that was the TJ Dillashaw fight, the one where he fought at 25. Okay? So, like, he did that, then he did the Marlon Moraes fight, then he did the Dominic Cruz fight. So 3 fights, he did the Triple C thing. I mean, it's not nothing. But, like, he had just started to build some real steam behind that character. It was not a good decision to retire, in my opinion, if he had intentions on fighting. I mean, obviously it wasn't. But here's the other thing. You won at 25. You defended against TJ, that's true. Then you won a vacant belt over Moraes. And then you defended against Dominic Cruz. Okay. GSP literally beat every person in the division fucking 3 times, dude. Like, GSP, like, this was GSP's run at welterweight before he retired, okay? So let's just go GSP, sure, dog. Probably should have pulled this up in advance. So here are George St. Pierre's fights at welterweight prior to retirement, okay? So he wins the belt over Matt Hughes or BJ Penn, actually. So I believe he won when he beat BJ Penn in 2006. So wait, is that right? Is that right? When did he win it? I don't know, whatever. He's won. He defended it a couple times. He loses to Matt Serra. Then he beats Koscheck, beats Matt Hughes, beats Matt Serra, beats John Fitch, beats BJ Penn, beats Thiago Alves, beats Dan Hardy, beats Josh Koscheck again, beats Jake Shields, beats Carlos Condit, beats Nick Diaz, beats Johnny Hendricks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, at least 13 title defenses, dude. Come on. That's not the same thing. It's not the same thing. You tried to play a heavy hand, and your hand wasn't as heavy as you thought it was. And now you're, look, like, I want you to come back, dude. And I would imagine that now they want you to take challenger money too, right? Like, you probably had a much better deal with the belts, and you retired. And so now you're coming back, and they're like, well, yeah, it's in your contract. You get $350,000 to fight as a challenger. And you're like, are you serious? Why would I take $350,000? Because that's what your fucking contract says, is what they say. So again, Francis is writing the book on getting leverage. You have to fight your contract out. Like, or do Sean O'Malley. become an enormous draw, and be company man. But like, I mean, those really are your two options. Fight out your contract or be company man like O'Malley or like Kamaru Usman. Guys like that just they work with the company. And I'm going to be perfectly honest with you, dude. That seems to be the play. Like, honest, I mean, I'm not like trying to, that just seems to be the play. And like just when you look at what Francis had to do to get into his position, unbelievable, tremendous amount of risk over and over and over to where, I mean, most people probably would not be successful in doing what Francis did. Where, you know, if you're a champion and you're winning, just market the shit out of yourself outside the octagon. That's your best play, and then work with the UFC and see if you can get your manager to get you more money. And if they won't give you more money, if they hardball you, you know, then see what's what. But like, anyway, this play is biting him in the ass, and the race card is hilarious. Anyway, that's what I got. I love you, Triple C. I'm serious, dude. Obviously, you and I will get along, okay? Obviously. And I really want to see you fight Volkanovski. I think you'll win, dude. I really do. And that would be amazing. But Dana's doesn't seem like he's going to give you this fight right now. So go in and, like, Jesus, I don't even know what you do. Go win a fight at bantamweight and then get a title shot, I guess? Right? It's pretty heavy up there, dude. You like TJ, you could just usurp TJ insta. You knocked him out in 30 seconds last time. Anyway, get back in there, dude. I'm excited. Love you guys. Peace.